Is it too early for Christmas? No, it's never too early for Christmas. Let's talk about the American Girl Christmas books. Now, usually, and for the past couple of years, I've done the American Girl Christmas outfits or, Christmas pajamas, ranking those. But I thought today we would rank the books because as a child, Christmas time came, you read the American Girl books. So I thought we'd take a look back at them and see which one was the best. Let's get into it. In last place is the only book I haven't read, which is Josephine Surprise, so I'm just putting this one here because I didn't want to exclude it, but at the same time, I haven't read it. Only reason it's last is because I don't like her Christmas outfit. I am not a fan of that sort of dusty gold color, so although we're not ranking outfits, I had to put her somewhere on the list, so there's where Josephine is. Next up is Julie, who I was surprised to find out doesn't really have a Christmas book. I thought I just didn't have it as a kid, but apparently not. She just has her New Year's book, and that's why she's a bit farther down on the list. It's not exactly Christmassy, but it's also just not my favorite. Julie's stories were never my favorite as a kid. I thought they were okay, but at the same time, there was no big drama, like Kit having to cross a railroad, or I don't know, Addie having to escape slavery. Like, there was nothing very big happening in her stories, and this was the same. I mean, of course, it introduced a lot of people to what Ivy celebrates, Chinese New Year, and blah, 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 but other than that, not that great, and her outfit's ugly. From here out, it was really hard to rank them, and so although this story is very far down on the list, I still love it, and this is Molly's Surprise. Now, I find the story is super cute, but it doesn't have that sort of heartwarming Christmas feel to me. It's more sad. It's really focused around how Molly's missing her dad and how Christmas isn't the same this year. And although I guess that's a good thing to teach kids, during the Christmas season, it's just kind of depressing. And so that's why this story is so far down on the list. Next up is Kit's Surprise, which for me has a similar problem. It's not that memorable, and it's kind of depressing. Now, if I remember right, Kit gets a coat for Christmas, and she's like stoked about this and blah, blah, blah. So it's okay, but I don't have much to say about this story. I love Kit. It's definitely the weakest of her books, though. Now, Miss Lissy, if you didn't know, she is my favorite historical, and this story is part of the reason. It was one of the first Christmas stories I read as a kid, and I fell in love with her blue dress. I had the copy where she has the blue dress, not the red one. The red one's ugly. But I think the story is beautiful. Although Felicity isn't a really girly girl, it does talk about how much she wants to match her doll and have this beautiful Christmas dress, which as a kid is something I wanted. I wanted to match my dolls and have beautiful dresses, so I kind of connected to this as a kid, but it's also just one of those stories that to me is really beautiful and heartwarming because if you ask me, a lot of Christmas stories are centered around the 1700s for some reason, and so it just had those warm, fuzzy vibes to me. Next up is Kirsten, and now if we were ranking these mainly on it being a Christmas story, she would be at the bottom of the list because it's not Christmas, but of course, American Girl, it's just, it's winter season stories, if that makes any sense. And I love Kirsten's story. I feel like everyone does. And of course, her white St. Lucia gown is very iconic. Is it the greatest story? No. But I do think it's very sweet that Kirsten wanted to do something for her family in this strange time of moving and all of that. Not much to say about it, but I think it's a good story. In second place is Samantha's Christmas story, and this is once again very iconic. It has its own movie, somewhat. Of course, it's not all about Christmas, but the main part of Samantha's movie is about Christmas, so. But also, I love this story because Samantha really wants a doll, and she gets the doll, and she gives it to Nellie, which to me is very sweet and something we don't often see Samantha do. She always comes off as kind of a brat, if you ask me. And so seeing this is really sweet, and as someone that always had more dolls than my friends, not to brag, it was just, where we grew up, I thought the story was sweet, and if I was a better person, I probably would have given my friends my dolls, but, didn't. But anyway, I think this story is beautiful, and that's why it is in second place. Well, a bit of a strange one-off is these American Girl ornaments that I just thought I would mention because when I was doing research, I was like, I haven't talked about these and I need to. There were some strange American Girl things over time. We had the bookends, we had the cooking books, but these to me for some reason stand out. They're weird, okay? They're ornaments and I never see anyone talk about them, so I just thought I would mention them. I don't think I'm gonna make a whole video on them, but these are kind of weird, aren't they? Anyway, let's get to number 1. Addie's Surprise. Oh my goodness, this might be my favorite American Girl book ever. I love this book. It is so sweet. Of course, Addie is the sweetest character ever. And the fact that she gets this doll, I mean, of course, every story has something with a doll, and she has a doll. And she wants to celebrate Christmas, and she doesn't know what to get her mom, and she doesn't have enough money, so she's gonna have to sell stuff, but then she gets the money to buy her mom this scarf, and it's just good. I can't explain it. I just need you guys to read it because it is amazing. Super sweet, super Christmassy. It's sad, but it's not sad in the way that Molly's story's sad. It's sad, but it's sweet at the same time, and so, you know, it's not like, you know, you're sobbing because her dad's gonna die or something, you know? It's just a good story, and I recommend this so much. 10 out of 10. Not only is the story amazing, but look at her dress. Best holiday dress, if you ask me. I might be biased because this is the first American Girl book I read, but I love it. This is what made Addie's character my mom's favorite, and honestly one of my favorites as well. That is all I have for today. I am in a bit of a rush right now, so I'm just gonna leave it off here. No big outro. This is not the end of the Christmas videos, but anyway, have a great day and goodbye.